Joe Biden, 94 crime bill.
Deserved.
Saw dudes. Oh, sorry. That's the sound of the Comcast router in my house. That's keeping me from streaming for the past 2 days. I mean, I'm not saying this video should have come out like a week ago, but, anyways, let's just do these like I've done them in the past. We'll go through the page and then review stuff. Was the almost... Oh my god. I told you. I told you. His pick rate's still gonna be high. It'll probably float around 70%. It hasn't even gone down, bruh. It's just stayed right there. It hasn't even moved. I was like, oh, it might go down here. Nope. Expect a how to buff Glaz video in a theater near you, if it's still open, by the time quarantine's over. It's good to see 0 in a good spot right there. That's really satisfying to see. Not too high, not really skewed in any of the particular axes, whatever. The chart here hasn't really changed much at all since the last patch. You can see Zoph and Ash are still towards the middle and the right of it. Of course, Melusi is still very strong, and Jaeger is getting picked a crap ton. And what's interesting is that I think if you start to take away some of the counter blowy uppy stuff on attack, because Zoph and Ash are both blowy uppy operators, right? Like they have tools that are used to get rid of defender utility. So if you nerf an operator like Jaeger a little bit, then maybe the presence of Ash and Zoph will also go down a tad bit. And I'm assuming that's what Ubisoft wants. So at the end of the day, take away an ADS or rework the gadget. That's all we can really do at this point, I think. Thatcher bans are still relatively high, but not as high as they used to be. Not surprised about the Monty, Blackbeard, Jackal bans. These are just comfort bans to make the game not as annoying to play. I never ban a Monty or a Blackbeard because I'm like, this is an important balance decision for the course of the no, I just don't feel like dealing with Monty.
Attention.
One's in vents.
They're not in detention.
Oh no! I've been spotted.
Mira is still really powerful. I don't know if they fixed the echo thing yet. I literally have no idea if they fixed it yet. Anyway, let's get into the balancing. Ace is finally getting nerfed to his gadget. Huh, see how that works? Ace's gadget used to work like this. It would go against the wall and then would go and then would make one hole and then go down and then do that again, go down, make another hole. So 3 cycles of the gadget to make a standing hole. Now you're only going to get 2 of those. This was very much needed. He had an AK-12. He has smoke grenades still. He's a 2-speed, so he's not encumbered too much in terms of maneuverability and gunfights. He could counter bandit tricking by throwing his Selmas all across the wall, and then the bandit couldn't get all of his batteries down to trick him. So he was pretty much more efficient in terms of getting walls open to a certain extent than Thermite was. I don't think that was the intent of Ace being added to the game. He was supposed to be seen as more like a Thermite alternative that was going to be useful on certain sites, and then he just ended up surpassing Thermite in a lot of ways. Good change for Ace. Don't know if he ever needed the AK-12 in the first place, but this is a step in the right direction for him, I think. Frost is getting the ITA-12S. That's Mira and Jackal's pocket shotgun that they get as a secondary that can be used to make rotate holes. This is a good change, in my opinion. Population targeted by this change, casual. Come on. Ubi. The pocket Frost strats? No respect for the pocket Frost strats. As you all know, secondary shotguns are very important in defense to structure the environment and create rotation holes. Do casual players know this? Do the plebs know how to make rotate holes? Nah. Yubi commented that players can make holes with the secondary shotgun and then put a frost mat below that. So if you make like a vaultable hole, then you vault in and then you usually get caught by the trap. That's pretty much what frost counters the most. Amaru and people who don't look down when they vault in. Glaz needs help. One of the most underperforming. Bruh. He is the most underperforming. This is terrible. This is so bad. Basically, they brought old Glaz back. That's pretty much it. At this rate, anything is going to help this guy. I mean, like, he doesn't really bring a lot of utility to the table. He has the ability to shoot people through smoke and is really powerful for smoke plants. And that's kind of it. There's some situations where he can get some really long angles and get some picks more reliably than other attackers. But in Rainbow Six Siege, it's just really hard to justify bringing a sniper in this game, you know, because of one-shot headshots, and most of the gunfighting takes place at really close range. So he's always been kind of a niche pick for certain sites, and I'm okay with that. I hope they don't overdo it. Melusi is trading guns with Oryx. Melusi is going to be getting an MP5 that she can run an angled grip on, and Oryx is getting a T5 that he can run a 1.5 on, which... I think Oryx's pick rate is going to be a lot higher. Let me just say that. But isn't the angled grip on the MP5 technically a buff? Yes, but actually no. Legion and Oryx, now Oryx's T5, it's just a better gun than the MP5. It has a faster body shot time to kill across most armor types than the MP5, and it still has a high rate of fire to make headshots easy, and it has a very low amount of recoil to make headshots easy. But the MP5 is a pea shooter that has low recoil and high rate of fire. The only thing that it really had going for it was the scope that it had on Doc and Rook, and now it's kind of, it's like, it's all right. This is a nerf to Melusi, and Ubisoft feels this way. This should slightly reduce her versatility and ability to win gunfights. It is a nerf. Oryx is getting a significant buff. He is getting one of the best submachine guns in the game, but it's on an operator that doesn't really bring that much utility. So I think Oryx is just going to be like a rank star gunner op, which is fine, because he didn't really have a lot going for him in the first place. And Melusi didn't need the T5, but she still needs a gadget nerf. They need to start addressing gadget substance as well as whether or not the operator can frag. But on an operator with a gadget like Melusi's, she's a free speed, she has C4, she's still going to be pretty freaking strong. She was already arguably still too strong, as you can see here. Technica removed 1.5 times scope from Technica's VSN. Who's going to be using the VSN anyway?
Well, actually, Gregor, the VSN, it's gonna be the better fragging weapon because it has higher rate of fire and
okay, Poindexter, I don't care. I have a giant freaking machine gun. You think I give a crap about the VSN? I have a grenade launcher that fires fire grenades out of a Mosing Nagant with a drum mag. This dude walks around with a 25-pound machine gun fully loaded, holds it by the bipod like it's fucking, like it's nothing. Just completely unfazed. He's basically going around shooting this. But you know what? If you want to go ahead and use the VSN, more power to you to be a nerd, a giant nerd. And Ubisoft thinks you're a nerd. They're not taking the 1.5 times scope away because they think it's going to be too powerful. They're taking it away because if you use the VSN, you're a nerd and you need to go out more. Shields are getting nerfed. Basically, if you C4 somebody with a shield, the guard break animation will hit. So now you don't have to do the weird, stupid crap where you have to like throw the C4 like behind them in order to make sure that they actually do it. And then the Mani, if you're Mani, the C4 doesn't even do anything anyway because all the Mani has to do. So basically, C4 will trigger a guard break animation. Clash's CCE shield will trigger a guard break animation. Her electric shield. Electric shield. Shock me like electric shield. We are aware that shields are often a source of frustration. Echo's Sonic Burst will also trigger a guard break. So there's going to be more options to deal with shields. I'm just... Thank you. Thank you, Yubi. Very cool. Also, some damage changes in terms of drop-off to the TCSG-12 and the ACS-12. So it's not going to be as difficult to frag people from long range with these guns, which I think was a very much needed change because that TCSG damage nerf to Cade and Goyo hit them pretty hard, man. Like, it almost made them completely unviable compared to their AUG A3 and Vector submachine guns. Some weird stuff about the optics. This is a passage from the patch notes that has gotten UB in a little bit of controversy on Twitter, which doesn't say much. Basically, a lot of people wanted all of the one-time scopes to apply to every gun. Ubisoft said the optics have different shapes and casings that have, to a degree, a balancing impact. But I'm questionable as to how big of a degree the different shapes and casings have in terms of balancing impacts. Like, I know in some instances it does a lot, but like, people are still running the original red dot. Shuttle is a great example of a player who balls out with the original red dot on the C8 on Buck. I don't think we're really gonna know until we go on the TS and then we just give it a shot. Why not just go on the TS and then give everybody the one-time scopes and then track the metrics and see what happens? If it looks a little bit, you know, unbalanced one way or another, then you can adjust back a little bit. But that's just my idea. I don't work for Ubisoft, and I don't know how they would even do that. Long story short, Ace and Melusi nerfed. Frost and Glaz buffed. Oryx buffed. Technica rework coming out soon. Gonna do a Technica how-to, of course, whenever that officially releases, because I think he's gonna get modified a little bit before he officially releases. But right now, I am trying to fix my internet so that I can actually stream. And this video will probably take 5 million years to upload because Mute put a Comcast router in my basement, and I don't know where it is. So I'm gonna call John, find him on the phone, and try to figure out where this Comcast router is in my house, and hopefully replace it with fiber optic. Except I can't because I live in the middle of fucking nowhere. Thank you so much for watching this video. If it raised your Siege IQ, be sure to give the video a like and subscribe to the Gregor Gaming Experience. It really helps a long way. And it's 4 a.m. I'm gonna go to bed. Deuces.